Despite being newly released and hyped champion, Guo Jia only had one appearance at top 8. You might think I'm being hard on the deck. People still have time to cook with it and bring out its full potential. With Sylvie's Recollection Light being released soon, I just don't think Woja's going to be able to compete. She'll have to compete with Slimes, and currently I just don't see that happening. Let's start by reviewing how good the Regalia Fate Stones are. Faded Emerald Fate Stone has a fantastic transformation that gives you a discount on beast allies and has them lose pride. Big issue with this card, it's almost impossible to get enough quest counters to transform it with its own effect. People will bring up that you can suppress a baby green slime with Emerald Fatestone. Since Emerald Fatestone re-enters the field, it can use its effect to suppress baby green slime, creating a loop. I honestly think this is just slow compared to the other Fatestone transformations. Fabled Sapphire Fatestone is weird. At the end of last format, we saw people playing pure Water Tamer Mill. Even though Sapphire Fatestone only gives you a quest counter from its effect when a card is milled from your deck, it still helps play into the Water Mill strategy. You might never get to transform it, but having a mill card available right from a level up seems cool. Guo Jia's level 2 gives you the option of drawing a card, and level 3 gives you the option of healing. I can see an argument over playing Guo Jia over Sylvie for Water Tamer Mill by maining this card. Here's a stone that came in your Recollection decks. Fabled Azurite Fatestone gives Guo Jia a nice draw engine and the ability to easily get quest counters without centering the deck around them. Since it gets quest counters from banishing cards, Dungeon Guide is her best turbo self ever. If you hard level into level 2, you'll have about 4 or 5 quest counters. If you Dungeon Guide after that, it brings you all the way up to 9. Even though he needs a whopping 10 quest counters to transform, it can help you in offense and defense. A 4/12 taunter with Spell Shroud is no joke. Fabled Ruby Fatestone will transform faster than the others, but only if you have a deck based around it. Just a little foreshadowing for a later criticism, this version plays the most main deck Fatestones. The trade-off is you're getting a 4/3 Spell Shroud ally. Don't get me wrong, that's good, but it's clear this deck is meant for aggroing with other cards rather than solely relying on Fabled Ruby Fatestone. I find the Fabled Fatestones to be fine. They aren't really Guo Jia's issue, and are pretty fun to transform. The cards that give actual quest counters, though, with the exception of Searing Truth when you're running Fabled Ruby Fatestone, aren't so great. You can pay 3 to gain a quest counter at Journey's beginning, or just use Dungeon Guide with Azurite Fatestone to gain 4 to 5 quest counters and level up. If you're running Fabled Ruby Fatestone, it's really easy just to run burn cards instead of running quest counter cards. I'm sure you're curious why I made a big deal about Fabled Ruby Fatestone decks maining Fatestone cards in the main deck. That's because Fatestone cards have mostly been horrible. Let's take a look at the baby gray slime of the deck, Fatestone of Revelations. Costs 2, and when you play it, you can reveal 2 Fatestone cards to draw a card. Sound familiar? The issue is it costs an arm and a leg to transform. I don't really care if you're level 3. A 3 cost for a 2/2 is way too inefficient. Why even bother playing this card at all? It doesn't give you quest counters. None of the main deck stones that transform do. They all have conditions for transforming. Instead of going through the trouble of playing Fatestone of Revelations to draw and Companion Fatestone to give something a buff, why not play Forest Cake and do both? What makes Fire Fatestone so special is that they actually help Ruby Fatestone transform, giving them a reason to be main decked. The other variants, not so much. Guo Jia is all about burning a ton of cards to get out her Fabled Fatestones, but it's a risky strategy. You'll usually only have around 3 influence when you hit level 3 and have to build back up. I myself have a really hard time with this aspect of the deck. If you're going to rip out Guo Jia's unique Fatestone engine for generic Tamer cards, aren't you better off just playing Sylvie? I think that's how most players are going to see it. But what do you think? Make sure to leave a comment below and to subscribe.